are on gurneys. My cousins were named Baba Honey Rosenfeld and Mary Lou Leibowitz. Swear to God. And I have to say that, sometimes I felt a little discriminated as a Jew in the South. I wasn't always invited to every birthday party or sleepover. And many years later, I went to my high school reunion, and there she was, Minnie Jeffries. And I walked up to her and I said, "How dare you not invite me to your parties because I'm Jewish? You're anti-Semitic." And she looks at me like I'm crazy. And she says, "We invited your cousins," who, by the way, were the only other Jewish people in my school. "We didn't invite you because we didn't like you." Oh, my God. Have a nice reunion. But there are a lot of characters in the South. My mother, Doris Henrietta, she's one of them. We had this adorable French poodle named Chop Chop. Oh, we loved that dog. When he got to be about 18 or so, he started to slow down a little. So my mom, she takes him to the vet. So she's waiting in a very crowded waiting room, and the nurse is doing triage. She's coming around to see who are the sickest pets, who needs to see the vet first. So she gets to my mother and she says, "Mrs. Gordon, that dog is dead." And my mother says, "I thought he felt heavy." Well, if there's one thing that we aging Jewish matriarchs do better than anybody else, it's putting on a good shiva. Now, for those of you who don't know what a shiva is, a shiva, it's a lovely tradition where we gather to mourn the loss of deceased ones. Not really. It is a never-ending eat-a-thon where Jewish shiva fairies routinely come to fisticuffs over the placement of the whitefish salad and decaf coffee. Oh, for those of you also who don't know what a shiva fairy is, a shiva fairy is not unlike the tooth fairy, except that the tooth fairy may leave you a quarter under your pillow. For a shiva fairy, you'll find a nice gefilte fish platter. Well, I myself am a shiva fairy. I've been a shiva fairy since I was 11 years old. When I put on the most magnificent shiva for my Baba, who was 102 years old, everybody is still talking about it. Unfortunately, I can't because I'm under a gag order, like my good friend Stormy, just until the investigation of Bubby's untimely death. She was only 102. God bless her. Now, some of you might ask, how do I find a shiva fairy when I meet her? It's easy. Just stand in your kitchen, click your heels 3 times, and repeat after me. I do believe in shiva fairies. I do. And we will drive up in our shiva-mobiles / old minivans that we can't get rid of, even though our babies are 35. And if you peek into my shiva-mobile, you will always find spare emergency shiva attire, as well as lasagna for 40. Now, I just also wanted to tell you, it's a little known fact, but quite true. Every time the chauffeur blows. A shiver fairy gets her wings. It's true. Now, aging comes with a lot of wisdom. But unfortunately, you're not going to be able to remember most of it. But what I do remember, never brag. I remember last Passover, I was sitting around bragging to my friends how I only made my chicken soup from scratch. It takes hours, but, you know, it's worth it. It's so magnificent. So they're looking at me and they're saying, you're insane. I'm not going to waste the time. I use those chicken soup envelopes. So anyway, I'm taking my vastly superior homemade chicken soup off of the stove top and I'm bringing it over to the kitchen sink so that I can strain it. But on the way, I knocked over an open bottle of Palmolive dish detergent into the pot. Well, the entire contents of the bottle goes into the soup and it starts bubbling. I'm panicking. I'm trying to salvage the situation and my cleaning person isn't helping. She's jumping around going, Nanette, no soup, soupy soup. So, it was crunch time. So, I had to serve those soup envelopes and just pray that my guests wouldn't be too disappointed. So, I served the soup to my 23 guests who've been coming to my Seder for, I don't know how long. So, they're eating, and everybody, including my husband and children, they all came up to me and said, oh my God, Nanette, that is the best chicken soup you have ever made. Thank you, everyone. You've been a great audience.
Nanette Sachs. Wonderful job. So is this mic better? Does it seem better or something? Anyway, we just keep switching off during. But let's hear for Nanette once again. Nanette Sachs. I think we've heard some things tonight that have never been uttered on this stage before. And maybe a medical convention renting the space at some point. But anyway, again, I'm just marveling at this looks like a Jackson Pollock at MoMA. So symbolizes something. Well, right now, you know, we have so many wonderful people going on tonight, but we also decided to bring one of the stars of last year back, and it's so great to have him here tonight, and he always comes with something different geared just for all of you. Please welcome Mitch Bensen!
Thank you for that applause. Although, to be honest, I kind of expected it. It's not conceit. It's just that this community is known to be so warm and welcoming. You want people to do well. You know, I always say that when you perform at Temple Israel, if you want to be successful, there's only one rule. When you walk out on stage, don't be Donald Trump. If you can manage that, you're going to do okay. Even Donald Trump could get a lukewarm reception here. Not tonight, not here, I'm not saying that, but at Friday night services. When the rabbi does that thing where he says, did anybody do anything special this week? Anything goes. Rabbi's like, you met a stripper. Mazel tov. And no matter what they say, everybody nods and smiles politely, because that's what at Temple Israel. The other reason I feel comfortable here is that my friends Adam Gold and Steve Saril are on the card. And I know you've already clapped, a bit generously I might say, for Adam. As I know you will for Steve. Don't get me wrong, those guys are funny, but they're not exactly upstanding members of the community. And they're bad guys, which is why they're my friends. The name Adam Gold, as you know, comes from the Hebrew Adam Zahav, which translated means man with restraining order, call 911. Steve Saril comes from the Aramaic Stiv Saril, which is so obscene I can't translate it within 500 feet of the sanctuary. So if you clap for them, I think you gotta clap for me, because I would do anything for Temple Israel. I contribute in any way I can, as long as I don't have to wake up before 11 a.m. Rabbi came to me and said, Mitch, we'd like you to be on the board of trustees. I said, that would be an honor, Rabbi, yes. So we'd like you to be the chairman of the Israel Action Committee. Absolutely, Rabbi, I'll help in any way I can. So we're having a brotherhood breakfast, and we'd like you to attend. What time, Rabbi? Said we'd like you to be there at 7 a.m. You and what army, Rabbi? You'll push me too far. Now, in the end, I did go to the breakfast, but only because Mitch promised to bring some locks that he pilfered from the George Latimer victory party. Which brings me another thing about Temple Israel and its politics. People think that everybody here is a liberal Democrat, but the truth is it's much more diverse. If you look hard enough, you will find a fair number of Bolsheviks in our membership here. I met this nice fellow the other day, I think said his name was Comrade Ira. Very passionate, all very good. Personally, I still am trying as a board member to reconcile my small town Midwestern roots with this progressive New York congregation. Like the other day, they were talking about things that we could do recreationally, using the woods surrounding the temple. I thought the obvious suggestion was squirrel hunting. To my surprise, that was voted down 24-3. The only people in favor were me, Liz Weingast, and one of Lloyd's kids. You know, I have grown up with them, and they've grown up with me, and my kids and their kids. Really, it was one of my kids, but you know, it was. They put on Lloyd. Speaking about kids, we have this thing at Temple Israel called Chavaya. In the red states, they call it Sunday school. It's a program for kids, but on special Sundays, you invite the whole family. It's called Boker B'Yachad. Now, some families like to do this all together, but in our family, we have a different custom. My wife and I began with arguing for about 15 minutes about who had to go last time. But in the spirit of cooperation and family unity, we always decide just to divide it into shifts. She goes early, of course. When you go to Chavaya, they give you a name tag, right? Which you fill out and you attempt to affix it to your lapel. If you don't have a lapel, it would be a chest area, pectoral area, breast. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but that's what you try to do. And these things, they've been using the same name tags for decades because they work brilliantly for about 4 seconds. Then they lose their adhesive powers entirely. Until, of course, you accidentally sit on it, right? So when you go to Chanaya, the parents spend the first half trying to force press this thing onto their chest. And then they spend the other half trying to conceal their embarrassment when inevitably it reappears at an inopportune time, an awkward part of your body. Because there are no name tags, when you screw up at arts and crafts, which, by the way, all of us are united in hating, you walk in there and you go, please no arts and crafts, please no arts and crafts. And then you see the table with the magic markers and the glitter, which is a bad start. Rebecca comes in, she says, only parents can use the blowtorch, whatever. It's a chaos and mess. And then you screw up, you got no name tag, so they don't call you by name. They're like, could somebody explain to Sam's dad what a dreidel is? Sam, your dad is having trouble with the Star of David. Could you please put another point on his pentagram? Not devil worshippers here. Then the kid goes on to explain why he made the purple matzah or the three-legged calf, whatever he did. It's nice, it's nice. Now, there's a little mention of politics. I don't want to talk about politics, but I know a lot of you are still upset about the results of the election in 2016. I'm not talking about Trump and Hillary, I'm talking about my campaign for district attorney. A lot of you just don't want to let it go. I understand how you feel. It's been 2 years and I still have not conceded. At the time, the media reported that I was disqualified for technical reasons from the ballot. But I know fake news when I see it. But until I straighten that out, I'm undergoing a little bit of a career change. Not so much a change as a return to my roots in the fast food industry. My wife is the owner of 2 frozen yogurt stores. She's appointed me vice president in charge of toppings. Some say it's nepotism. But I got the promotion only because I'm married to the owner. There have even been rumors that I slept my way to the top. I could have, but I didn't. That's not true. I earned my position. My friends know that in February I attended a week of training at the Smoothie Academy of Long Island. And they give an exam at the end of the course. And had I actually passed that test, that would have been my second certificate in food service. First came from the basic crew course at McDonald's, where I worked in the 1970s. That's not like a McDonald's today. I think the Yiddish word for it is candy ass, I don't know. In those days, and I don't want to brag, but in the 70s, McDonald's workers were known as the Green Berets of the fast food industry. It's just proudly wore the polyester uniform, the wide lapels, the unisex hip huggers. At the end of a shift, it was expected that our faces would be covered in grease. The hair on our head would be matted with ketchup. The hair on our arms were singed from the grill. But it built character. And that's the character that I've taken with me to the frozen yogurt store. And the thing that I'm proudest of is the staff that we have that comes from all around. It's a diverse group, including many immigrants. We give a lot of people opportunities. Not everybody has the same awareness culturally in terms of language. Some people have never heard of peanut butter, right? It's true. Some people have never heard of a fork, right? There's a couple American kids that have never heard of deodorant, I think, but it doesn't matter. We all come together. But there was a guy, and this is a true story, who our temple was kind of supporting as an immigrant, you know, and we brought him along, so I took him with me to this class every day for a week, right? So I'm not the only guy that flunked the exam, right? We both, we did our best, but in the end, you had to be able to identify, I think, three things. You had to be able to identify a strawberry, a blueberry, and a banana. And because of cultural differences or language, this poor guy only got 2 out of 3. Which is 1 better than I got. However, in my defense, I have not had any healthy food since 1986. So if I had a blueberry, I never, you know. But it was a good experience with this guy because he's said to have come from a country that is hostile to the United States. But he's just a wonderful guy. I took the opportunity during these long trips back and forth to talk to him the whole way there, the whole way back about America and my beliefs and my philosophies and why I like this country. And I told him everything. I kept talking to him. And after listening to me for a week, I can promise you, he will never hate any American as much as he hates me. So I think I've done that. By the way, you've all been very nice tonight. Thank you. Honey, maybe we should think about paying our dues. I'm just saying, you're not crazy. No, maybe once we'll do that, right? Thank you very much. Mitch Bensen! Mitch Bensen, great job. Wow. All right, very funny. Mitch Bensen. We have 2 more incredible comedians and then dessert. So these are the opening acts for dessert, primarily. But they're wonderful. And our next performer is great, making her Temple Israel New Rochelle debut. Please welcome Beth Feldman. Beth Feldman.
Is everyone sweating or is it just me? Good evening. I wanted to thank you all for coming to my bar mitzvah. My name is Beth Feldman. No, not that Beth Feldman. The other Beth Feldman. Boyd's Beth Feldman. So, as some of you may know, I'm single and dating again after being married for over 20 years. And, I'm doing the online dating thing. It's kind of tough. There are so many websites out there. You've got Match, you've got Tinder, you've got something called Plenty of Fish, which actually should be called Plenty of Trash. So a lot of men out there, and women, they're doing the online dating thing, but they don't want to admit it. So everyone really wants to remain anonymous, even though their pictures are online. So some guys, they'll post old pictures, like from college, when they had hair. Some guys, no pictures at all, just in case their wives happen to see them. So I wanted to post a recent picture, but I also didn't want to be recognized. So I dyed my hair blonde and I gained 20 pounds. That worked. So I thought I would go after younger guys. They're much easier to find online, much more tech savvy. And I dated a few, and my friends like to call that my cougar phase. I actually like to call it paying for my own dinner. with a few titles. One of them, "You're not as funny as you think you are." The second one would be, "It's no wonder you were never married." And the third is, "We are never, ever, ever going on another date." So I did actually meet my boyfriend online. We were both online dating. Of course, you could probably guess, we met where all nice Jewish women go to meet a man, Christian Bingle. He's obviously not Jewish. And, where is he? Where'd he go? Hi, Peter. So, one day, Peter asked me to explain all the Jewish holidays to him, because as a non-Jew, it's very confusing. So I did, but he still thinks every holiday is Hanukkah, and all we eat is gefilte fish and matzo ball soup. So, since I've actually spent so much time online, I did discover an app where you can make friends online, just like you would look for a date. So I figured it might work really well for me, because I do pick my friends based on their looks and income level. So one of my friends has had so much work done. She cannot go out in the sun because she'll melt. And my other friend is what I like to call a stay away from home mom. I'm not sure she remembers her kids' names, to be honest. And my third friend, well, she just had her third kid, and it was only because her first two stopped getting likes on Facebook. True story. I hate it when friends say to me, "You know, I think we're going to get a dog before we have kids, just to prepare us for having a kid." So I want to know, what kind of dog is going to prepare you for a teenage boy? Because my dog was much easier to train than my son. My son still cannot pee in the toilet. And I want to know where I can get wee-wee pads for a 12-year-old boy. So recently, I actually decided to take one of those genetic tests that you spit in a tube and you send away and they send you your results. So as it turns out, I'm 1% African. And I'm hoping this works out well for my son in the Jew Ball League.